Hey folks, I am Kevin Iole and welcome to Yahoo Sports. And if I talk about the busiest man in MMA, we know it's Dana White, but maybe the second busiest man is this guy right here, Mr. Ali Abdelaziz. He manages just about everybody in the UFC and elsewhere. I mean, this guy has a million fighters. Ali, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. You just make me blush. You put me in the same sentence as my man Dana White. Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor always talking to you. You're a legend. And I always get excited and nervous talking to you.
Well, every time I talk to you, I said, like, I want to talk to Ali about one or two things. It's like, well, let's talk about Kayla, let's talk about Henry, let's talk about Islam. You got a long list of people. So let's start with a guy, Triple C, who's making a lot of noise about a comeback. Henry Cejudo, the former flyweight and bantamweight champion, now talking about a comeback. How serious? You know, we know Henry is kind of kidded around a little bit. Is he serious now, and are we going to see Henry Cejudo back in the cage?
Listen, when Henry said he's retired, I left him alone. I never really talked to him. I never asked him anything. He was here last Thursday, and I was like, listen, he come to me, he's like, Ali, I can beat this guy. I said, if you beat this guy, we will defend the title. He said, 100%. I just needed a little time off. I've been competing since I'm 12. I just needed a little break. He said, I'm coming back. I'm going to fight at 45, defend the title, and I might go back down to 135 and get the other title, right? He is coming back for sure. And if I know this, you know, my relationship with Dana and the UFC has always been great. And I ain't never gonna come to let Henry do a cash grab, beat Alexander and leave, right? And it's one of the most important things to me. Will you defend the title? And he said, yes. And listen, I gotta get him and Dana in front of each other, and they need to talk face to face. And I feel Dana left the door open, and I feel he have some kind of intrigues to it, but he just want to make sure he have to protect his title, right? And we will go maybe next week or try to set some up with Dana and sit down with Sean and Dana and everybody at the UFC, and to make sure this is something they're willing to do, and they want and Henry also willing to do, you know.
If Henry were to become a 3-division champion, obviously it would be unheard of in MMA to do that at the highest level. You know, he's one of 5 that's done it in 2 divisions. Would he be giving Khabib a run for the money if he pulls this off and defends the 45-pound title? That would have meant he would have defended all those titles, right?
He's the greatest of all the time. He'll be the GOAT of all time. You have to understand, in a conversation, my list.
You manage Khabib and you say that.
My list is Khabib, Kamaru Usman, Henry Cejudo. If you stick a needle in your butt, you disqualify yourself. You're not even in a conversation. No disrespect to nobody, but if anybody who tested positive for enhancement drugs, you out of the conversation. Listen, Henry have an argument now. Kamaru Usman have an argument now too, you know, because he's gonna keep defending his title. I really want him to go up to middleweight and win a second title, right? That's what I really want for him. Henry's definitely, he come back, win a 3rd title, defended it. He's the greatest of all the time. Nobody will ever catch to him. They will put and Dana White, you know, Dana White like art, right? I would demand for Dana to put like a statue of Henry with his cap and Triple C hat on his.
Well, you know, Volkanovski would be a good matchup for him, the champion at 145, because, you know, he's shorter like Henry is. But, you know, there's some big, tall guys in that division, Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez, other guys. You know, the featherweights are the ones that are starting to get up there. Will the length and the reach be a problem for Henry as he moves up to fight these bigger guys?
Yair is not in the conversation. I don't consider him one of the top 5 or 6 or 7 in the division. Max, yes, but at the end of the day, how many times we doubted Henry Cejudo? How many times we said he's going to lose? How many said we're going to get knocked out? Listen, this is one man I'm never going to doubt. I truly believe Alexander is a great champion. I have a lot of respect for him, especially after the last fight. But I think 9 times out of 10, Henry can beat him. I really say that. People are going to say, he's just saying that because he's my guy. I said this about a lot of guys, but I'm never going to put my neck to the fire if I don't think Henry can beat him. I will never Henry to allow him to come back if I don't think he can beat him. I think the UFC know he can beat him. I know he can beat him. He know he can beat him, right? And And this is why the UFC, part of it, they don't want to take a risk. It was Henry. But I can guarantee everybody, if Henry beat him, when he beat him, he would defend the title, give him a rematch or fight Max.
All right. Well, that sounds fair enough. Now, you know, another one of your clients, I think, is in the running for the greatest something or other, and that would be Kayla Harrison. And I have her in my women's pound for pound list now, which I didn't before because I kind of felt like she hadn't faced the opposition in MMA that some of the other fighters had. But after her last fight, I just thought, I mean, this woman is overwhelming. And I just want to, you know, talk to you. She's fighting in the PFL championship coming up soon. And I'm curious, you know, how good is Kayla Harrison now, in your opinion? But more importantly, how good is she going to be, you know, 2-3 years down the road?
You know what the problem is? If you want to beat Kayla Harrison, you try to beat her now. Because in a year, in 2 years, I don't think anybody can beat her now. But I'm talking about she's getting better by the minute. You understand? You have to understand, she's the most decorated fighter ever come to MMA, man or woman. She's a 2-time Olympic champion. She's a judo world champion, and she's PFL champion. And the way she dominates people, she's always speaking about, I want to be like Khabib. I think she's beating people worse than Khabib beating people. It's not her fault she beat these people in a minute or a minute and a half. At the end of the day, she's beating everybody they give her, right? They said she can't make 45. She went to Invicta and she committed a crime scene. Kayla Harrison should have went to jail after this fight.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
She should have went. She should never be fighting these girls, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not this many people willing to fight her, right? PFL doing their best and they're doing a great job. They built in the 55 roster and they're getting girls left and right. But let's see what happened. She's gonna fight a very tough girl. We're not looking over it. I don't care what the odds at. Fight is a fight. Anything can happen. And tune in October 27, PFL, a female fighter headlining over 6 title fights. This is the much respect they have for her, and we all should have for her. In my opinion, my ranking, she's the pound for pound greatest female fighter ever did it, right?
Hard to say that over Amanda Nunes, though. I mean, look what Amanda Nunes has done, right? I mean, Amanda has beaten everybody, and she's beaten them in convincing fashion. I mean, hard to really say that.
Yeah, yes, I respect Amanda Nunes. I think she's amazing, but Amanda lost. Amanda, she's been broken in a fight. Kayla's never been lost. She never broken a fight. When you look up, and I'm biased too, you know, like, you know, I'm not gonna play here like I'm in right down the middle. I'm biased too, but I truly believe this. I think Kayla can beat everybody. Listen, I'm not gonna instigate to see her fight her teammate because this is not what I do. They have the same coaches, you know, they have the same everybody, but I'm gonna say my girl, she can beat everybody, and I truly believe that. If you told me last year, I would have told you, no, she's not ready. She is ready now. I can feel, I say this, she will beat Amanda, Cyborg, Aljamain Sterling all same night.
Who was the last one you said?
Aljamain Sterling. And I talked to Aljamain and he says down. He's down to fight Kayla. If you know, if you want to get the smoke, he can get it too. No problem.
All right, we'll pass on that one. But
why? You have men going to the Olympics and competing. Why can't women fight as men if they want to? You know, it's fair game, long as Aljamain makes some money.
There we go. All right.
I like Aljamain. I'm just messing. He's a good kid.
I know you are. Aljamain, Aljo, I like you. I just want you to know that was all he that said that. I didn't ask the question.
I like Aljamain. He's you know, he's part of the Henzo Gracie clan with Matt Sarah, but I always make a joke with him. But listen, Kayla's the real deal. And for you even to bring, I know, listen, there's no bullshit with you, Kevin. For you even bringing her name, I'm honored because I think I think she's the greatest right now. At this moment, she's the greatest.
She's really paid well by the PFL, and of course, if she wins the championship, she gets that $1 million bonus. So, is her future remain in the PFL? She can fight at 55 and get that big thing, or do you feel like her future would be in one of the other promotions?
Listen, when people talk about PFL, they're not a minor league. They have big pocket, they have deep pocket, they pay fighter wells. You know, at the end of the day, she might become a free agent, but I never said about anything she's leaving, right? But at the end of the day, if she become a free agent, and maybe I'll do a deal next week. You never know, right? If I do, and somebody, I would pay her by the triple, the double. I guarantee you, PFL told me, Ali, take the opportunity. Listen, PFL being good to Kayla. They've been very good to me. I believe you have to be loyal, but at the end of the day, I'm a servant of many master. She's my master. I work for Kayla, and I'm always gonna do what's the best for Kayla and what's the best for Kayla's family and her career. But loyalty is something very important to me, and I'm always gonna be loyal. But Kayla come first.
You believe, you're saying that you think she's the best fighter in the world right now. So if that is the case, in her next contract, are you going to demand, because Amanda Nunes, we know, makes a lot of money.
I don't think Amanda Nunes makes as much Kayla's now, to be honest with you.
I know what. No way. I shouldn't say I know what Amanda makes, but I believe I know what Amanda makes.
I know what Amanda makes too, but do you know what Kayla makes?
I don't.
I'm telling you this. Kayla, in 5 months period, make way more than Amanda. It's not even close. And I'm telling you that if you decide to stay next year, she will make almost double what Amanda makes. There's no making. Listen, I like watching Amanda. She's a great fighter. I'm not knocking her, but I'm telling you, Kayla Harrison is the highest paid female athlete in MMA today. There's nobody getting paid more money than her, right? I don't know what Cyborg make, to be honest with you, and I don't really care, but I feel Kayla will beat all of them.
Let's transition, and one of the favorites out there that I have is Justin Gaethje. He has got a fight with Michael Chandler. Now, Ali, can you explain to me to start with why it's taken so long to get Gaethje back in the cage? I mean, it seems like he should have been fighting. He's a guy that loves to fight. People love to see him fight. It seems like it's been a while since we've seen him. Why is that?
Listen, I feel Justin felt like he should fight for the title instead of what's his name, the Bellator guy. He fighting him, and I feel he didn't get the opportunity. He was a little bit salty. I agree with him. He should have got salty, but I understand what Dana's trying to do too. Dana's trying to erase the memory, the phenomenon of Khabib Nurmagomedov, because Khabib had beaten Dustin, had beaten Justin, and Dustin got a win. Justin didn't fight, and I supported him. I support Justin. He signed a new contract. Congratulations. He's getting paid very well. And he's fighting November 6th. And all you have to do, turn this guy light off. November 6th. And he will. And after that, he'll get his title shot.
Simple. What do you think about Chandler? I mean, the way Chandler fights, obviously against Oliveira, that was an unbelievable fight for the title.
It was a great fight. It was a great fight. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from the guy, but he's a guy there, got put in a position. Did he deserve it? No. But I'm salty about it. No, I don't care, because I don't get mad when people get opportunity. Do I like the guy? He's not one of my favorite people to like, but this business is not about who I like, who I doesn't like. The only thing I wanted November 6th, Justin Gaethje turn his light off, and when he wake up, he understand his level to this. When you come to this UFC, his level to this, and I feel he's a good fighter, and all the time I explain myself about good and great fighter. Justin Gaethje is a former champion. He's a very smart fighter. My opinion, got one of the best mind in the game, Trevor Whitman, a great coach, make a lot of adjustment. You see what Justin Gaethje has done, from fighting Michael Johnson, going crazy, coming back, knocking out Tony Ferguson, Barboza, Vic, back to back, right? The man doesn't take any punishment anymore, right? And I truly believe it. November 6th, Mike Chandler's going to wake up and going to see light, and he's going to say, you know what? I understand. They're going to shake hands, and we're going to move on. No hard feeling, right? And I think Justin Gaethje is a complete different level. That's it.
And another guy that a lot of people think is at a completely different level is fighting the week before, UFC 267, Islam Makhachev. He is now fighting Dan Hooker, which I think is an interesting matchup. I like that matchup. I actually think it's in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but I like the matchup better than Rafael Dos Anjos, who had to pull out because he got injured for Islam. Obviously the grappling is going to be an issue for Dan. How do you see that fight going? And do you think Makhachev is closing in on title contention?
Listen, when Islam fight, you can put Islam against this fruit, right? Islam gonna do what he does. It's gonna be. That's why a lot of people don't want to mention his name. That's why a lot of people want to fight him. The only guy who wanted to fight him, was willing to fight him, was Beneil, because Beneil, I believe he's the toughest Islam fighter, and Islam is his toughest fight. This is the two guys I believe one of them gonna be a champion one day, right? At the end of the day, I respect Dan Hooker. I think what he's doing tremendous, leaving his family, but I feel it's a payday. You know, it's a payday. He's gonna make some money. I'm glad for him. I respect him. I'm not saying this in any kind of disrespectful way. I just believe if you do a pound for pound list in the UFC today, I think Islam Makhachev is top 5. I see this kid the last 7 years. He's one of the greatest pound for pound fighter today. I believe he can beat some guys at welterweight, middleweight. I see him in action. I see him beating DC in rounds. Huh?
Middleweight?
He will beat some guys at middleweight. Guarantee you. You can ask DC about him. You can ask about him. It's a reason why people avoiding him. That's why I give Dan Hooker much respect for taking this fight. But at the end of the day, he got paid to step in, well deserved. But at the end of the day, it's just a payday. The only chance Dan Hooker have, it's a lucky punch, like Khabib said. If he doesn't get this lucky punch, it's going to be a long night. And it's just, I believe in Islam's skills. Dan Hooker, he's dangerous. He have great knees, you know. But when it comes to complete, there's not one complete fighter in the UFC more than Islam today. He's on this level of Kamaru, Usman, and this guy as complete, right? And I think he's going to be one of the greats. And I think he's the guy who's taking Khabib's spot in this region, right? And me and Khabib all the time talk in the gym. If Islam have bring everything he does in the gym to the fight, he is much better than Khabib as a fighter, right? But Khabib brings so much other charisma, personality. He trash talk to you inside the cage, and I think Islam is very getting comfortable every fight. And I think longest, if you want to beat Islam, fight him now. Don't wait a year from now and fight him, because he's going to be unbeatable. You know,
Khabib is going to be the coach of the year, by the way. If Islam wins that fight, Khabib has had a hell of a year as a coach.
He's undefeated right now, but I don't think Khabib care about being coach of the year, because I think Khabib, who travel to different cities and he have $1 million project everywhere, he just want to help his team. He want to help his team. He's going to Bellator. He just signed some guys in ONE FC. It's December 4th. He's going to be going to ONE FC to corner some of the guys. He's everywhere, man. And I told him, why are you doing all this? He said, without these guys, I will not exist. This is the people who helped me become a world champion. I'm going to help all of them.
One of the things he's doing, I've heard, and I don't know a lot of details, but maybe you can fill me in on this, is he is actually putting an MMA fight promotion together that's going to be in the U.S. and have some fights on TV and whatnot. Can you tell me a little bit about that and when we'll see that go? Yes,
he have Eagle Fighting Championship. It's the biggest promotion in Southeast in Russia, and I think he's working on he's making USA debut. And I think he's going to put on some of the biggest name free agent in the sport. And I think you're going to hear some news about this. He's doing it. He's in control of it. I'm just a manager. You know, I'm just his manager. He have a whole entire team working on this. But like, listen, we need the UFC, Bellator, ONE FC, PFL. And if we have Khabib given opportunity, some of these guys who free agent and they make money, why not, right? I think every promoter out there will be favored to it. He's not going to be trying to compete with anybody. He's just going to be one promoter. But I'm talking about, it's not going to be a low-level budget promotion. It's going to be high-level mixed martial art, you know?
I've heard you got great plans for broadcast and streaming and whatnot going on. So, you know, that seems like Khabib is thinking of all.
Where do you hear all this stuff from? Because nobody has talked about this. Okay, but listen, yes, he's coming.
Khabib's number on WhatsApp, so just remember that.
Khabib coming to the US. He's have big plan for the US, you know. But you know, and I think he have a great team in place. He's gonna have great fighters. I will help get some of these fighters on his show, you know, as a manager. At the end of the day, it's opportunities for young fighters or older fighters maybe he's not longer in the UFC or Bellator anymore, right? We can give them opportunity, and Khabib willing to give these opportunities, and why not?
And let's wrap with this, Ali. One of the things I think is amazing about you is how many fighters you actually have. And I was looking, I think you have like 7 or 8 fighters in the PFL finals. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. Listen, the last season I have, the reason I didn't have all the titles because Magomed Karimov got sick, and Ray Cooper won the fighter by default because Magomed Karimov didn't fight. Because I think Magomed Karimov, top 5, one of the best welterweight in the world, right? This year I have 8 guys total in the final. I truly believe we'll have all the title at the end of the day. They didn't get to the title because I am their manager, right? I just put them in there. They beat everybody in PFL Rasta because I truly believe I represent the best fighters in the world, and they prove it. It's a tournament, it's a bracket, right? And they will be able to make it to the bracket. And I know some people said, yeah, your guys win titles every year. I say, yeah, because my guy whip your guy every year, because my guy, it's on a different level of fighters. And I believe, you see the resurgence of Chris Wade. So happy for him. He's fighting Mavli, one of Khabib guys. I think it is going to be the best fight of the whole night. I'm looking for
all that straight, with as many, like, in other words, there's agents, big agencies that have a lot of agents. You're basically one guy. How are you managing to keep all this together and, getting everybody taken care of?
I have a great team, I have a great team work with me. I have Rizvan as an agent, Ronnie, Mark is an agent. I have Fardoos now as a new guy as an agent. And at the end of the day, I'm a kid, I never have nothing throughout my life. And I have this. If I have to work 20 hours a day, I'm going to do it. And I really love and enjoy doing this. I cannot complain about how busy I am. And I see people, I work too hard. No, I have an opportunity to work with these amazing athletes. Some people actually I like. I don't manage nobody I like. You can never meet anyone I manage. I don't like, or they don't like me, right? At the end of the day, this is a blessing from God, and I'm very grateful for it. And I'm gonna help as many people as I can throughout my journey. As long as I'm alive, I'm never gonna stop doing this because I really love doing this. And I'm grateful. I'm very grateful, and my family support me, my fighters support me, and everybody have understanding. And I'm grateful for this opportunity.
Well, a lot of good stuff going on with Ali Abdelaziz. Ali, my friend, I always appreciate you. Thank you so much. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you, Kevin.